Hello and welcome to Jigawa in Focus, your source for the latest development shaping Jigawa State. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa and I'm delighted to be taking you through today's episode, which promises to keep you informed about the development Jigawa State is making under the leadership of Governor Malam Umar Namadi. Now let's begin. Now across the arid plains of northern Nigeria, the threat of desertification grows more urgent each year. But now, a bold initiative is sowing seeds of hope. To mark its 10th anniversary, the National Agency for the Great Green Wall has launched one of its most ambitious projects yet, the planting of 50 million date palm trees across the frontline states of the north. Under the theme, Sustaining the Momentum of NNAGGW's contribution to environmental sustainability, stakeholders from across the country gathered in Dutse, the capital of Jigawa State, to flag off the campaign.
It is with a great honor and gratitude to Almighty Allah that I stand before you today as we gather to commemorate Great Green Wall Day, as well as celebrate the remarkable 10th anniversary of National Agency for Great Green Wall. This significant milestone allows us to reflect on the journey we have undertaken in our relentless fight against desertification, land degradation, and drought in the Sahel region. Together, we can forge a path towards resilience and sustainability, nurturing not only the land, but also the communities that depend on us. Over the past decades, Nigerian Great Green Wall has made remarkable progress in advancing the Great Green Wall Initiative through various innovations such as afforestation, reforestation strategies. These programs has enriched our ecosystem as well as enhanced the resilience of local communities. By fostering restoration and conservation of natural resources and biodiversity, the Nigerian Great Green Wall is safeguarding vital habitats. Moreover, the initiative plays a crucial role in promoting sustainable rural development, ensuring that future generations can strive in harmony with their environment. Esteemed guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am genuinely delighted to extend warm and heartfelt gratitude to the Great Green Wall and to each and every one of you here present. On behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, I would like to express our profound gratitude to our dedicated technical partners, generous donors, dynamic private sector, for your unwavering collaboration and support, which is very vital for this milestone achievement. As we embark on the journey towards economic growth and development, which is one of the 8 presidential priority areas, it is essential that we prioritize environmental sustainability. Nigeria is blessed with abundant natural resources and a diverse area of biodiversity. Stand at a crucial juncture in its pursuit of prosperity. The degradation of these invaluable assets poses serious threat not only to our economy, but also to the health and security of the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to express my appreciation to the National Great Green Wall that has just put in place a 5-year strategic plan for planting 50 million what do they call it? Dactylipiera, which is one of the botanical items. Normally we call it in Hausa Debino, and in English, palm tree. 50 million plantations across the country. The participating frontline states from 2025 to 2029, a flag of 2025 pace shall involve acquisition, planting, and distribution of 5 million date palm seeds across the 11 frontline states of the country. This laudable project aligns with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, as it shall generate sustainable income and improve the livelihood of our citizens. However, we must recognize that the environmental sustainability transcends the boundaries of being mere an ecological concern. It is a vital developmental imperative. A protected environment is the foundation to achieving food security, prosperity, and robust economic growth. Embracing this holistic approach ensures that well-being of our natural world is intricately linked to prosperity and future of our nation. Furthermore, I urge you to build upon the successful initiatives that have already demonstrated their efficacies. By doing so, we can amplify our collective impact and expand our reach to more communities in need. Let us work collaboratively to create a sustainable future for the generation yet unborn. As we look ahead, let us not only celebrate our accomplishments, but also confront the challenges that lie before us. Together, we can forge a path towards a sustainable future, one that safeguards our environment and ensures the well-being of our communities.
Now, Director General Sali Abubakar, joined by key federal and state officials, described the initiative as a long-term investment in reversing land degradation and empowering local communities.
This event is not only a celebration of our achievements, but also a time for reflection, renewed commitment, and a hope for greener, more resilient Nigeria. Over the past decade, the agency has worked diligently across Nigeria's frontline states to combat desertification, restore degraded land, and improve the livelihoods of rural communities. Through reforestation, and community-based natural resource management activities and initiatives, we have planted millions of trees and helped rejuvenate the ecosystems that support life in our dryland regions. We have made measurable progress, but this journey has not been without its challenges. One of our greatest strengths has been the active engagement of local communities, traditional leaders, state governments, and development partners. Their ownership, participation, and support have played a pivotal role in the implementation of our projects and programs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we remain grateful to the federal government of Nigeria under the able leadership of His Excellency, the President, Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, for providing strategic direction through the renewed hope agenda, and to the Honorable Minister of Environment, Alhaji Balarabe Abbas, for his visionary guidance. I'm particularly proud to highlight our new flagship project, the 5-year strategic plan 2025 to plant 50 million dead palm seedlings across the 11 frontline states. This project is more than a tree planting campaign. It is an investment in climate adaptation, food and income security, forest-based economic growth. The initiative, beginning with 5 million seedlings in 2025, will support agroforestry, value chain development, and local enterprise, helping us unlock the potential of a $1 trillion forest economy by the year 2030. Furthermore, despite our achievements, we are aware of the hurdles before us. Declining funding, climate variability, and insecurity threaten to slow our progress. But we are not deterred. These realities only underscore the need for stronger partnerships, diversified financing, and scalable innovations in our approach. To all our stakeholders, partners, and colleagues here today, I urge you to remain steadfast in your support. The future of your drylands and the future of millions of Nigerians who depend on them depend on the choices we make today. Let us move forward together with renewed energy and a shared vision to expand the reach of the Great Green Wall and deepen its impact. Let us align our work with national priorities and global climate targets. Let us lead the way in showing that environmental sustainability and economic growth can go hand in hand. Therefore, as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of progress, let this moment be a stepping stone towards a bolder, greener, and more inclusive decade ahead. I thank all the staff of the National Agency of the Great Green Wall, our state governors, technical partners, and all stakeholders for their commitment and hard work. Together, we can build a future where our land flourishes, our communities prosper, and our environment thrives.
Date palms were chosen not only for their drought persistence and economic value, but also for their role in restoring soil health and fighting desert encroachment. From shelter belts and sand dune control to agroforestry and grazing reserves, Jigawa is one of many states embracing this green revolution.
Since inception of this agency a decade ago, born out of the desire and urgent need to confront a silent crisis creeping across our lands, desertification, land degradation, and our desert degradation, and our climate change. For us, in the frontline states like Jigawa, these are not abstract problems. They are live realities. Every year, we lose fertile land and desert encroachment. Our communities face food insecurity and livelihood vanishing with the changing weather. It is worth to mention that in Jigawa State, we have embraced the reality of climate change, not to despair, but with determination. Our administration is aligned with our 12-point agenda for environmental sustainability, has taken deliberate steps to restore our ecosystem, enhance environmental governance, and create great jobs for our youth. We must strive to achieve our strategic plan for mitigating negative consequences of environmental management and ensure sustainable means livelihood for our citizens. Our aspect of overall governance of the environment sector, review of environmental laws and policies, and pursue strategies to achieve the Food and Agricultural Organization's 20% targets, green cover before 2030, inshallah, will be accorded higher priority. Presently, Jigawa State Government through the AgriCell project aims to restore over 5,000 hectares of degraded land across 27 local governments or locations in the states through provision of shelter belt, grazing reserve, and agroforestry. One such step is our One Student, One Tree initiative. A simple but powerful act. We believe every child in Jigawa can be part of this transformation. By planting a tree, they plan their future. Today, more than 200,000 students across the states have participated, nurturing not just a tree, but environmental awareness and responsibility. Accordingly, I am also pleased to mention toward the end of the year 2023, Jigawa State has acquired 2 amphibious hydraulic excavator, that is one bogie, for the purposely to channel clear areas affected by invasive taipa grass. Coordinated by the technical committee, the machines were deployed for the clearance of river channels in the riverine areas, targeting about 150 kilometers to facilitate the free flow of water and to mitigate the occurrence of perennial floods devastating the environment. Government has also made provision for manual working material to support community organization, self-help group, undertaking manual clearance along the river channel downstream on annual basis. This is in addition to the ongoing construction of drainage in 32 different locations to reclaim eroded and flooded areas, about 130 kilometers embanked made along river tributaries to mitigate flood, protect farmland, and build resilience to vulnerable communities. It is equally important to mention that the state government is working with partnership to partner mainstream climate smart agriculture, mitigate waste to wealth programs, and ensure every new development project complies with environmental safety standards. With the above streets, we can confidently say that Jigawa State is not only a beneficiary of the National Agency for the Great Green Wall, we are proud of contributor to all the above initiatives. Date Farm is a tree for the Sahel and a tree for the future. A flag of the 50 million date palm trees is a powerful symbol of what is possible when vision meets with commitment. The date palm do not only provide fruits, they bind the soil, buffer the winds, break the cycle of poverty, and offer shade in our increasingly warming environment. We will remain resilient to ensure that this initiative goes beyond ceremonial planting. It will be encouraged. It will be anchored in science, community ownership, and long-term maintenance. We are allocating land, extension workers, local contractors to drive the process in all the 27 local government areas. Let me use this opportunity to reaffirm our commitment in tree planting as not just cosmetic but strategic, as it aligns with our one, greening school program, erosion and flood control agenda, clean energy for rural communities, waste management and circular economy strategy, and biodiversity conservation efforts in collaboration with partners like National Agency of Great Green Wall, and ACRESEL also.
It is with great humility and renewed commitment that I stand before you today in this historic convergence of vision, action, and transformation. We are gathered not only to celebrate a decade of National Agency for the Great Green Wall, but also to launch a transformative initiative, the planting of 50 million date palms across frontline states, including our dear state. This is not a small task. It is a generational effort, and we flag it off. We are not just planting trees, we are laying down roots of resilience, regeneration, and reform. The state is uniquely positioned in Nigeria's Sudano-Sahelian region. Our vulnerability to desertification, wind erosion, erratic rainfall is well documented. These threats are not isolated. They affect health, food, security, livelihood, migration, and peace. The environmental crisis is no longer on the horizon. It is here. And the Green Wall is not just a wall of trees. It is a wall of hope, defense, and recovery. The 50 million dead palms, symbolic as they are, will provide soil retention and water recharge, livelihood opportunities through fruit processing and trade, improve micro and microclimate for rural farming communities, and a natural buffer against advancing desert conditions. But beyond the ecological gains, this initiative signals a shift in how we govern the environment. What JIGAWA is doing differently, under the leadership of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of JIGAWA State, Madam Umar A. Namadi, FCA, JIGAWA has begun a quiet but deep transformation of its environmental strategy. We are moving from seasonal responses to long-term ecosystem governance. We are expanding from tree planting campaigns to landscape level restoration. We are creating green jobs for youth through waste recycling hubs, community afforestation, and rural climate enterprise. Through collaboration with development partners / programs like ACRESEL project, UNDP, UNICEF, we are integrating climate adaptation into our water supply, agriculture, urban development, and health sectors. Let me be clear, tree planting without policy alignment, local ownership, and monitoring is just a ceremony. It is our government desire to ensure environmental sustainability through effective environmental protection, and conservation, and strict observance of environmental sanitation in the state. The laws for which amendment bill have been submitted to the State House of Assembly include 1. Forestry law, bush burning law, wild animal law, compulsory monthly sanitation law, environmental sanitation agency law, and Jigawa State Environmental Protection Agency law. We are harmonizing efforts across education, agriculture, health, local government, because environment is not a sector, it is a foundation. In the health sector, State Health Adaptation Plan was developed to strengthen the health system, improve population health outcome, and build resilience to climate-related health risk. We want to move from input-driven projects to impact-measured programs. In conclusion, this event is not just about date palm oil trees, it is about the kind of future we are crafting for Jigawa and Nigeria, a future that is green, inclusive, and resilient. We must not lose sight of the fact that climate change is the defining development challenge of our time. But we must also remember that the solution lies within our reach, in our hands, our policies, our commitments, and our communities. Let this flag up mark the beginning of deeper environmental revolution, and let our children walk under the shade of trees we plant today, and let history record that we stood for life, for land, and for legacy.
At the heart of the ceremony was an exhibition celebrating sustainable living, showcasing natural foods, herbal medicine, and household products rooted in traditional and eco-friendly practices. And then, a symbolic act to launch a monumental journey, the first tree planted, signaling the start of a 50 million more. With every date palm planted, communities will gain new sources of income, shade, and stability, reversing years of environmental damage one root at a time. From desert to green belt, the story of northern Nigeria is changing. One tree, one community, and one future. This is Jigawa in Focus. I am Fatima Ahmed Musa. See you next time.